Welcome back to Living 757. As weather changes, not just during fall season, during all year long, some plants and gardeners can get a little bit stressed and we need some tips. Luckily for us today, we have a special guest that can help us with just that. Let's welcome to the show the owner of Stacey's Blooms, Stacey. How are you, Stacey?
Hi, I'm doing well. Thank you for having me.
So happy to have you with us because like I said before, we need some tips for this season. Now, what kind of plants and flowers we can plant during this season?
So a lot of flowers are blooming right now, which is really great. Like the dahlias right here in the center. They're planted in the summer, but they're blooming now. I just planted my last succession of sunflowers, so very excited about that. But also right now is the time to plant spring flowers. So
Spring flowers right now?
yeah,
How that
so
comes?
tulips, daffodils, anything that's cold hardy, meaning that it needs the cold weather to help their roots develop. That's what you want to get in the ground now. So.
I love that. I know you are locally owner from Hampton Roads. Now, how do you come up with this great idea? When do you start it?
So I've been growing flowers for a long time.
Okay.
I just did it for me. I wanted to grow something, be in nature, be grounded, and from there I ended up growing flowers for my own wedding. And my garden just kept getting bigger and bigger. And then in 2020, it was very large, and my husband was like, "You should probably start selling these."
I believe you have all your backyard with flowers and plants.
Yeah. So I started selling at the farmer's market, and then
Nice.
a couple of years ago, I got my first truck. I was just looking for a different way to sell flowers than going to markets. And so, yeah, I got my first truck. I actually have a second truck that I got this past year, and yeah, here we are today.
That is amazing. Now, before I ask you for all the plants that we have here, look at that beautiful truck. I love this little truck. And actually, your co-pilot for this month, he is amazing.
Yes.
Now, can you just talk a little bit about the selection that we have right here?
Sure. So we have sunflowers.
Okay.
Well, first we have succulents over here, and you know what? I can't even take credit for these. My mom propagates all my house plants for me. I kill them all, but I can do the flowers outside. So we've got sunflowers. We have mums. Everyone knows a mum. Heirloom mums are so gorgeous. They have long stems, which are nice. We have dahlias. We've got
love
chamomile.
Yes.
Lots of good stuff. And of course, eucalyptus. Everyone loves eucalyptus. Do you want to build
Yes,
a bouquet?
I do.
I mean,
Yes.
that is
Can you
what
help
we
me to
do
prepare
here.
one bouquet? And I love that you say build your own bouquet.
Yes.
Now, we were talking before that you also go to do events and parties and
Yes.
weddings, and people can actually prepare their own bouquet. Can you just tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, so we go to a lot of parties, engagement parties. We just did a wedding where we went to the rehearsal dinner, and the bride and her bridesmaids all built their own bouquets for their wedding, and then they did them, the table arrangements also, which was cool because the guys got involved. So
How cool is that? That the guys, the bridesmaid and their friends can come. It's like, oh, I think this color, like right now, this color match with my color. That's very easy.
See, I knew
She knew it, right?
that you were going to wear that, so I purposely
you're gonna
brought
help me to prepare a little bit bouquet right now?
So another thing to think about too, when
Yes.
you're looking at colors, is think about the color wheel. So you have like a
Okay.
pinky purple, and like the opposite of pink and purple on the color wheel is yellow.
Okay.
So
I
you'll
love
probably
yellow.
want
Oh my God, this is so pretty.
a sunflower.
Sunflower.
Yeah, and then maybe some filler.
So where can people find you, like when you are with your truck going to different locations in Hampton Roads? How do they do that?
So I am not super tech savvy. My website is in the works.
Okay.
But you can follow me on Instagram. It's just at Stacey's Blooms, and every Friday I post where I'm going to be for the weekend. Sometimes I'm only in one place. I do have 2 trucks, so sometimes I'm in multiple places, but I always have the information up every Friday.
I love that,
so
and
people
you
know where to
can
find
do
me.
any kind of events like that.
Yes.
Me encanta.
I'm at lots of coffee shops. I'll be at bakery. I'll be at a farmer's market. So lots of opportunities to come and see the truck and take a picture in front of it, because
And
that's
they
what
can take a
people love.
picture, yes.
Yeah.
Well, you have a nice story about your second truck, but the time is getting out of the essence. I know I can ask you everything, but thank you, Stacey, for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. Any tips really quick for gardeners, like as how they keep everything in place?
Well, like I said, plant your spring flowers now. Get
Now.
your bulbs in the ground, and then in the spring you'll have lots of color. And when it comes to picking bouquets, to help keep them last longer, just make sure you're cutting the ends and changing the water every couple of days just to keep everything fresh.
I love it. Well, thank you so much, Stacey.
Yes, thank you for having me.
I'm gonna keep these because I know Quincy have a challenge right now, and if you wins, you have this.